वेदस्य हस्तौ कल्पोऽथ पठ्यते ज्योतिषामयनं चक्षुः निरुक्तं श्रोत्रमुच्यते शिक्षाधारणं तु वेदस्य मुखं व्याकरणं स्मृतम् तस्मात् साङ्गमधीत्यैव ब्रह्मलोके महीयते.
Prosody is feet of Vedas. Rituals are arms. Astrology is eyes. Etymology is ears. Phonetics is nose. And grammar is the mouth. Therefore, by studying Vedas along with Vedangas, one attains greatness in Brahmalok.
Most respected anchor, if you have finished with your prelude, please open your eyes and take a good look at the real world.
What great change has taken place since my entry and the raising of curtains that you are drawing my attention to?
Ill-fated and unfortunate, that's what I am. On leaving home a short while ago, I met an astrologer on the way. He told me, "My son, why are you wasting your life in the great Indian theatre company? Come and join circus. Good fortune awaits you there." So I have just resigned and come.
And who is this great astrologer?
Yes, the one who has sat on the steps of Narad Ghat for years.
The one whose umbrella was blown away last year and whose wooden seat was swept away the year before?
You got it!
Oh, fool! That astrologer could not improve his own future. How can he liberate others?
Madam Anchor, don't consider him to be an ordinary astrologer. He calls himself the descendant of Bhaskaracharya ji and predicts the future from books written by him.
Bhaskaracharya?
Yes.
Do you have any clue about Bhaskaracharya?
He was a great man. Very great man indeed.
That he certainly was. But who was he? You have no clue. Come on. Today I will introduce you to one of India's greatest and illustrious sons, whose name the impostors swear by, but they are stumped if you ask about his genius. So friends, today we present the story of India's wise and learned man who was also a great mathematician, astronomer and poet, Bhaskaracharya.
Lilavati, your father is calling you.
Hey, are you leaving the game midway again?
Father is calling me.
But how to decide the result of the game?
That's decided already. You win, I lose.
Hey!
You win, I lose.
My daughter can never lose. That too at Dhuli Karma.
But Dhuli Karma is practice on slates, father.
Yes, but out there you kids turn the entire floor into a slate. And then you draw squares and quadrangles on it with a piece of stone. So from today, we shall start learning maths or arithmetic on a slate. You know numbers, don't you?
Yes, father.
Then write 1. So what if you put a 0 beside it?
It makes 10.
And if another 0 is placed beside it?
It becomes 100.
And if another?
1,000.
And then one more.
10,000.
In simple language, the common people usually call it 10,000. We shall call it Ayut.
Ayut.
Then comes Laksh, Prayut, Koti, Arbud, Abj, Kharb, Nikharb, Mahapadma, Shanku, Jaladhi, Antya, Madhya, Parardh.
Father? Father!
Parardh means 1 followed by 17 zeros. You're feeling scared? I have already named numbers with 1 followed by 53 zeros.
But a number increases 10 times by adding a zero. So I wonder how large it would become by adding 50 zeros. And what would anyone do with such a large number? We might not have that many stars in the sky.
I don't know about the number of stars, but I do know that to measure the distance between them and us, even 100 zeros, let alone 50, wouldn't be enough.
Are stars so far away from the earth?
Some are. Some are closer, such as the sun.
The sun? But the sun is a sun. It is not a star, is it? The stars shine at night.
All stars are large suns too. And our sun is a small star. But it is so close to our earth that when it appears in the sky, due to its brightness, the rest of the stars disappear.
But where does the sun go at night?
The sun doesn't go anywhere. It is the earth that turns around.
But tell me how. I don't understand.
For example, our house does not go anywhere. It is right before us. But if my daughter turns around, even while remaining in its place, the house disappears?
Yes.
That's it. That's how the hide and seek of day and night goes on between the sun and the earth. Do you get it?
Yes.
Bhaskar, Bhaskaracharya, Trivikram, Bhaskar Bhatt Govind. I could never have dreamt that a descendant of Prabhakar and Manohar would tarnish the names of his ancestors. Today, everywhere people laugh at the name of your village Vishdavid.
But uncle, what is my fault?
Instead of educating your son Lakshmidhar, you are bestowing all your knowledge of mathematics to your daughter Lilavati.
I teach Lakshmidhar too. But Lilavati is a more enthusiastic learner and she is smart. So why not teach her?
At an age when you should get your daughter married, you are busy imparting the knowledge of mathematics, Bhaskar?
Your friend and my father, respected Maheshwaracharya, cast Lilavati's horoscope at the time of her birth and confirmed there is no auspicious time of marriage in her horoscope. And if she gets married at an inauspicious time, she would be definitely widowed soon after.
It is possible that Maheshwar might have made a mistake in his calculations. Why don't you yourself double-check your daughter's horoscope?
I have never doubted the words of my father and Guru.
Strange. The man who questions and doubts the knowledge which has been passed on to him by his ancestors. Tell me, why would he not question his daughter's horoscope?
It's surely my mistake. It's the duty of a mathematician and scientist to question every situation and calculation and everything possible until he has verified it for himself.
Certainly. As long as you don't start searching for proof of God.
Why not? Our scholars in the Vedas speak of seeking refuge with the intellect rather than seeking refuge with God. Iyam vishrishtir yada ababhuva yadi va dadhe yadi va na yo asmadhyakshah parme vyomana. Song Ved yadi va na Ved.
Will you please explain its meaning, Bhaskaracharya?
It has been mentioned in Taittiriya Brahmana. How was this universe created? Has someone created it? The one who is sitting above in the sky. Only he knows that. Or maybe he does not.
Father, help! Father, help!
Oh,
Father,
what
help!
happened, son?
Father, look at the stuff and nonsense brother is talking. When I asked him what does the earth rest upon, on which all of us happen to live.
I answered her upon 4 large elephants.
And what supports the elephants?
On a huge tortoise.
And where is the tortoise seated?
On water.
Where is the water?
On earth.
And the earth rests upon?
Upon your head.
Why? Can we not assume that nothing supports the earth? That the earth has the power to hold itself. That's a possibility.
But how is it possible, Father?
Things have strange powers. Like the earth has the power of attraction. With this very power, it attracts all heavy objects to itself. Due to that power of attraction, anything tossed in the air falls back to the earth.
But Father?
Look, the sky all around us rests on nothing. So why can't our earth be without support?
Oh? Whose horoscope are you reading?
It's of someone who is very dear to me.
You always argue that the real knowledge of astrology does not come from reading horoscopes, but by using instruments at the observatory. Then today, instead of using instruments like rulers, cones, discs, boards, and stand clocks, why are you reading a horoscope?
Curiosity killed the cat. I have no answers for you today. But someday I certainly will. In a book, and I will call that book Karana Kautuhal.
Karana Kautuhal? What sort of a name is that? I'm really curious.
Ignorant fellow, this book is considered to be a primer of astrology. The process of making a panchang, matters about astrology. The methods of calculating auspicious times and horoscopes are mentioned in it.
The mention of the horoscope reminds me. Did Bhaskaracharya find an auspicious time for his daughter's marriage finally?
Why would he not?
You mean Lilavati's marriage went off grandly?
Both yes, as well as no.
We have collected good quality old rice from the village. Cooking essentials have been procured. Firewood, spices, ghee, jaggery, everything is here. So why to worry?
Now we are only waiting for the groom and the marriage party.
That is what worries me. The auspicious period will barely be for an hour or so. That too based on extremely intricate calculations. I am overcome with fear that the wedding party is from a distant village. In case they are late, I can't push my daughter knowingly into widowhood.
If that is the case, I will personally go to them with the message that the wedding party should arrive a day before.
But
Leave the rest of the arrangements to us. The wedding party shall arrive a day earlier. They will spend the night at the village temple and will reach the wedding venue a full hour before the wedding. Agreed?
I don't know. I can manage integration, differentiation, multiplication, division, square root, cube root and all arithmetic calculations. But I can never get a small calculation of life right. My dear Leela, are you ready?
Perfectly ready. We just need to put a black dot on our face.
Please do that right away.
Oh, right now?
Listen to me. Please do not leave anything pending. Now, do you see this water clock? Dear Leela, you personally keep an eye on this clock. This time, as soon as the vessel sinks in the water, it will be time to solemnize your marriage. Come to the wedding venue immediately.
You attend to things outside, brother-in-law. Your daughter will be there on time.
Usually it is bride who is in hurry to get married. But here, bride's father is in hurry.
Son, Leela will be here as soon as the oil comes down. And it will be time for your marriage ceremony.
See how impatient she is. She has not even taken her eyes off the clock.
No, I'm not looking at the clock, but at the pearl in my nose ring. I wonder why it was pricking.
Don't keep looking at your reflection, lest you'll cast an evil eye on yourself.
She should be here very soon.
Shall we go? It is time now.
Hey, but let the vessel sink first.
Look, father and daughter are equally impatient.
But why is the vessel not sinking, Auntie?
Why isn't she here?
She will come, please don't worry.
No. Auspicious time is passing by. Half the oil has already gone down. The wedding should be completed before all of it goes down. Let me see.
Auntie, I think the water is not entering the vessel at all.
What are you saying? How can that be possible?
What's wrong? Why didn't you come on time? Didn't I ask you?
Yes, Father. You did ask me that as soon as this vessel sinks. But this is only half filled yet.
How can this be possible? In the clock outside, it's already time. What is this? How did this pearl get in here?
This is a pearl from my nose ring. I had looked at myself in the water to adjust it. Perhaps it was there.
Forget all that and come out fast. This auspicious time is very precious. No. I always give more importance to mathematics than to astrology. That's why in the text Siddhant Shiromani, before starting on astrology, I explain known mathematics in detail. God knows why. In the matter of your marriage, I gave precedence to astrology. I've sinned against you, my child.
Don't grieve so much about me, Father. It was they who decided to finally call off my wedding.
But for what reason? Wasn't it because I am a master of astrology? I had said it myself, that had you not got married at that particular auspicious time, you would eventually become a widow. So why would they sacrifice their beloved son in the ceremonial wedding fire?
Forget it, Father. I was not destined to marry, so I could not. What can we do after all?
Of course, we can do it. Why does one get married? So that one may have progeny and also become immortal. How does it matter if my daughter couldn't marry? She shall be immortal anyway. Don't you worry, my child. I will impart you all the knowledge that I have gathered. Arithmetic, algebra, geography, the science of astronomy. But you shall have to pay maximum attention to mathematics. Yatha shika mayuranam, naganam manayo yatha, tadvad vedang shastranam, gaditam murdhani sthitam. It means, just as a peacock's crest and the gem on the cobra's hood command the highest place, in the same way, mathematics has been given the highest status in Vedic scriptures. So tell me, are you ready?
Yes, Father. I am ready.
Good. Now no one can stop you from becoming immortal. Because the new calculations that we shall create in mathematics shall be called Lilavati.
That which is written in the horoscope and that which is destined for you is not always the same. Well, when a great astrologer like Bhaskaracharya could not read the horoscope right, then in his name, how can some charlatan sitting at the riverbank predict your future? Oh, silly man, always remember, a bird in one's hand is better than two in bushes. So you fool, stop running after the circus. Pay attention to theatre and sing the glories of the great Indian theatre company.
Wow, Madam Anchor, wonderful! What a way to turn the story around and to put the end to my story.
ब्रह्मायेन कुलालवत् नियमितो ब्रह्माण्ड पाण्डोदरे विष्णुर्येन दशावतार गहने क्षिप्तो महासङ्कटे रुद्रो येन कपालपाणिपुटके भिक्षाटनं कारितः सूर्यो तस्मै नमः कर्मणे.
Salutations to that karma, due to the power of which Brahma, just like a potter, remains engrossed in creating the world. Salutations to that karma, which makes Mahavishnu incarnate again and again and forces him to endure sorrows. Salutations to that karma, which forced Rudra to go here and there begging for alms, with a skull as his begging bowl. Salutations to that karma, which compels the sun to shine continuously.
यस्य प्रसादात्